Greetings and welcome to the Melange Kitchen. Today we'd like to show you how we put together the lobster hand roll that we have at Melange, a very popular small plate offering. We can show you the presentation. I'll talk about the sauce a little bit, and some other time we'll get a little more in-depth into the sauce because it takes a little bit of time. So as you see right now over here at the stove, we have a little bit of the sauce starting to reduce down. And basically this is cognac, Madeira, lots of lobster stock, and it's a pretty heavy reduction, and we finished it with some cream. And we're just about close to the end of the reduction sauce now. So while that's doing that, we also have over here a little bit of lobster stock and butter at a really pretty low temperature. And what we're going to do is inside the lobster, we have a little bit of julienne carrots and julienne leeks. So we're going to put those right in the liquid here right now so they can cook just a little bit. We like them to get nice and warm, a little soft, but keep some nice texture. So the sauce here is boiling away. Still a little too soft, a little too thin, so we're going to let it keep going just a little bit while this is warming up here. Now we also have some lobster. We use live Maine lobsters that we get shipped to us directly while they're still alive a couple times a week. And we cook them to about rare to medium rare and then take them out of the shells. And this is some of the lobster parts we have here. So what we're going to do is put that in this liquid. Whoa, this one's coming along pretty nicely, isn't it? We're going to let it rest over here for a minute. It might be just about right. So now we have the lobster cooking here, and it's really nice if the liquid's only about 150 to 170 degrees. Not too hot, but hot enough so it poaches the lobster, but real slowly so it stays nice and tender. So this is poaching up. It's starting to just about get done. So we have our plate over here, which is just a nice flat plate of any kind really that you like. And we have a crepe, and we make some nice crepes here as well. And we take, there's one side that seems to be more pretty than the other. This is, to me, is the uglier side. And we're going to put this on the top, which is actually going to be on the inside, so you won't be seeing it. We'll put that in the oven for just a second while we let it warm up. Makes it a little more pliable, and also the warm plate is only advantageous to the product as well, and the sauce and everything likes that better. So we take a look at our sauce a little bit more. It's not quite right yet. You don't want to go too much because then it's kind of too heavy, too pasty, and you don't want to go too thin because then it runs all over and doesn't really have the sticking power, because we don't use too much sauce because it's pretty potent. But so just the right thickness to cling to things a little bit and be a nice balance with the lobster and the crepe. Over here we see the lobster. I think it's just about done. So we'll take the lobster out of its little poaching broth where it's nice and warm, set it here for just a second. And about now I think the plate should be ready. We'll take that out and we'll finish this plate up here. So this plate's a little on the warm side, but I don't think there's feelings left in my fingers. So here we have the nice tortilla. It's a little softer now that it's been warmed up. We have our lobster parts. We have our sauce, which just keeps going. I think you can see how the bubbles are a lot bigger now, so that means it's a bit thicker. And I think that's just about where we want that one to be. So now back over here we have our lobster. We're going to make the parts just a little bit smaller so they're easier to play with. You don't have to use a knife or a fork too much. We got a little claw here. It's not too big. Not my favorite claw, but it's still quite tasty, and I think it'll work. And as this is a hand roll, the concept does like from Chinese or Japanese, sushi, where you have the various hand rolls. So we're going to wrap it up into a nice cone shape. So we try and place the lobster a little heavier towards the top end, a little thinner, because we're going to have a nice cone. And we have a little bit sticking out to say, hi, I'm a lobster. Now in this little thing, we have our julienne leeks and our julienne carrots. We're going to take some of those out. Lobster really likes carrots, it likes leeks. It also really likes celery root. Shellfish in general seems to like celery root, so we try and find a way to give it a little bit of celery. In the melange we use celery root, which looks like this when it's sort of buried in the dirt. And when it's not buried in the dirt, it looks a lot different. Now we have the lobster crepe, a little bit of julienne vegetables. We have a little green garnish. This is a little julienne green onions. Chives work really nice as well. Adds a nice flavor with a fresh, bright onion taste. And then what we do is we take the lobster and we're just going to fold it over like this. Make a nice little cone out of it. He looks all happy in there, nice little greens. And so there's the cone. And in this bottle here, what we have is celery root. We just poach it or cook it for a long time in just water, purified water. And then when it's really soft, we puree it in Robocool and put it through what we call a chinois, which is a very fine strainer, so there's no particles left, there's no toughness, no strands. And we make a little border with that, little edge right here. And then on top of that, for part of the garnish, we have some nice fresh chopped chives, which are also accentuating the green onions that are up here. Put it together, so now you have the lobster, Nice little border. Now we have our sauce that's been waiting patiently for us over here. That's at the right temperature, the right thickness. You see how it still moves around nicely, but it has a nice thickness to it. We stir it up nice to get rid of any of the differences in colors or any variations in the sauce. And then we just pour it into here. And the celery root, not only does it add a really nice celery flavor for the lobster, but it also acts as a sort of dam for the presentation. So now you have restriction for your sauce, and you have a very nice color, and you get the celery, which remains fresh and vibrant in the sauce. So not too much sauce, just enough, so when you mix it all together, it's heaven on a plate. That's all I know right now for melange. Come visit us at 542 Lighthouse in Pacific Grove, California, the last hometown. And or you can visit us on the web, www.melangerestaurant.com. See you on YouTube, see you on the internet, see you at Melange. Thank you.